Even if you meet the investment requirements for an EB-5, an E-2 may be a better option. My name is Erin Elliott. I'm the managing attorney for Elliott Immigration Law, and we handle all types of business immigration, but my favorite types of visas are EB-5s and E-2s. The main difference between these two is that EB-5 petition leads to a green card, whereas an E-2 is a temporary visa. However, it can be renewed indefinitely. Today, I'm going to give you 4 advantages of filing an E-2 application versus an EB-5. The first is investment amount. So you may be aware that EB-5 investment is 1.8, and then if you're in a TEA, it's now 900,000 versus what it used to be, which was 500,000. When you're looking at an E2 and the alternative, you don't have a specific investment amount. The legal requirement is substantial investment. So in order to determine what's substantial, the government's looking at the type of business, the size of business, and what you're doing here. Usually we're trying to ballpark between 100,000 to 200,000 as a minimum investment amount. However, we've done cases for even as low as 50,000 investment. This needs to come from personal funds, but it can be a loan that was taken out or it could be a gift. The second advantage is that there is a really quick turnaround with E2s. So usually you're looking at about a 6-week turnaround. These are mostly managed by embassies, although you can file it here with USCIS in the US. Alternatively, when you look at the EB-5, you've got this 2-step process. The first is the 526 that's filed with USCIS. Right now, the processing time for that is 29 to 44 months. You can't do premium processing. Once you've waited that period, once you've been approved, you then have to check and make sure your priority date is current. So if you're from China, India, or Vietnam, you're probably waiting a few years before you can even file for the green card. And once you're even eligible to file for a green card, you're probably looking at 6 months before you actually have that immigrant visa in hand to enter the US. Whereas again, with the E2, you're looking at about 6 weeks. So 6 weeks means you can apply, your spouse can apply, your children can be included. They're all eligible to come at the same time. And your wife or your husband is even eligible to apply for work authorization, and your children are able to go to school. The third advantage is that once you have your company registered as an E2 company, you can start bringing E2 employees. So that means anyone from your treaty country who has special skills or special knowledge about the particular business that you're doing in the US. It may be that these employees you employed abroad, or it may be that you didn't, but you just know that they would be helpful or advantageous to the US business. So long as they meet those requirements and they're from the same treaty country, you can include their application as well as E2 employees. And again, their spouses and children are also eligible to come, and their spouse has work authorization as well, or at least they can apply for work authorization. And then the fourth point is, even if you were not born in a treaty country, so E2 requires that you're from a treaty country. You have to have a treaty with the US in order to be eligible for the E2. But even if you're not from a treaty country, you may have multiple citizenships. We have a lot of clients who qualify for an E2 not based on their country of birth, but based on a country of where they have dual citizenship. Or you could even gain citizenship through another country that does have an E2 treaty. So there are countries that, offer this fast track citizenship process just for purposes of applying for an E2. And, the actual amount and the processing time is relatively low when you're comparing it again to an EB-5 process. So if you have more questions, please give us a call. Our number is 404-890-0372. Thank you.